Roy Jones may be a little more aggressive than usual.
The drama surrounding this fight wasn't built on youth, hype, or undefeated records.
Be it Ruiz or Tarver or Glenn Johnson.
It was built on history, pride, and unfinished business.
Although they don't like each other, there is mutual respect.
Two men who had already carved their names into boxing stone tablets were stepping back into the ring, not to prove who they were,
A little more defensive.
Bernard rushes in.
but to remind the world they were still here.
Bernard is picking his spots behind.
Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins, once young rivals chasing greatness, now stood as veterans. Their rivalry transformed into a chess match between two bona fide legends who knew every trick, every weakness, and every danger the other carried. From the opening bell, it was clear this would not be a reckless brawl. Jones came in with flashes of his old athleticism, darting in with speed, hands low, daring Hopkins to make a mistake.
To each other. The pawns have been moved into place.
Hopkins responded like the master technician he had. Become steady behind his jab, calculating, patient, and always searching for the smallest opening. There was no love between them, but there was unmistakable respect. Every exchange carried the weight of decades of experience.
Unable to connect. Walk back to the ropes.
Each punch thrown with purpose rather than desperation. As the rounds unfolded, the pace settled into something tense and deliberate.
To his left, Bernard knows it. He lets that right hand pony weak.
Jones tried to control distance, slipping in and out, occasionally landing sharp shots that reminded everyone why he was once untouchable. Hopkins, meanwhile, pressed forward methodically, targeting the body, leaning in close, and disrupting Jones' rhythm whenever possible.
To fight the best young guys of the light heavyweight.
He picked his moments carefully, often waiting for Jones to retreat before stepping in with a well-timed right hand or a stiff jab that snapped Jones' head back just enough to score points. What made the fight compelling wasn't explosive action, but the constant battle for control.
Expected that we would get this kind of reaction.
Hopkins used every veteran tactic in the book, roughing Jones up inside, bending the rules just enough to stay effective without losing command of the bout. Low blows, head clashes, and warnings from the referee added to the sense that Hopkins was dragging Jones into deep, uncomfortable waters. Jones, for his part, tried to keep the fight clean and at range, but the longer it went, the harder it became to escape Hopkins' grip. Despite their age, neither man faded easily.
Down for quite some time. When he rose up, all hell.
There were moments late in the fight when both dug deep, exchanging combinations that felt almost defiant. This was not what you expected from fighters in their 40s.
A point. What was Hopkins' foul?
Hopkins leaned back against the ropes at times, rolling with punches and firing counters, while Jones answered with quick flurries that sparked brief flashes of the crowd's old excitement. It wasn't pretty, but it was honest. And it was earned. As the final rounds approached, the outcome began to tilt. Hopkins' consistency, pressure, and control of the ring gradually outweighed Jones' moments of brilliance. The points deductions and rough exchanges only reinforced Hopkins' edge, and by the final bell, it was clear that this was his night. When the decision was announced in his favor, it felt less like a victory over Roy Jones Jr. and more like a statement about longevity, discipline, and adaptation. This fight didn't define Roy Jones Jr. because he lost.
So you have to wonder if this is all part of Bernard Hopkins.
It defined him because he dared to come back, to stand across from his oldest rival once more, and to test himself against time itself. And for Bernard Hopkins, it was the final chapter of a rivalry that proved intelligence and will can endure long after speed begins to fade. Together, they delivered a reminder that legends aren't made by perfection, but by the courage to keep stepping into the fire.